This is great. Now I can go back to watching this video while I think the upload the third, having recorded the fourth, but the fourth is too long to upload, so I'm going to stick with the third. But now I think this will then be the fourth, which hopefully is the shortest, and I'm going to now be able to...
I did nothing, like my entire...
Sorry for all you headphone peoples. Maybe this is something, maybe my my stories, I don't know what these are called. Maybe these are things that's best listened to without headphones, I think is the best way I can describe it. Because the way in which I'm making this and editing this and doing all this is... poorly isn't the right word. On the fly, off the cuff, shoot from the hip. Cost effectively is more accurate. The way I'm doing it might be better if you were to hear it out of your cell phone speakers. So maybe if you turn down the value of what you hear it through, my message will come through loud and clear. It's not about the recording of this. Hopefully it's just the information that you get. So I apologize if there's any stuff that sounds like crap. Hopefully the message you get is the message you need to hear. And now back to my... Or let's see if I can finish this video.
My entire life was sitting at a laptop editing Daily V, and I started to freak out, and I wanted to film. In retrospect, I understand that you and I had a big misunderstanding on filming Daily V. I sort of was sitting and was like, I have to wait till the day D-Rock tells me it's okay to film. And D-Rock, all along, just didn't think I wanted to film, so never offered to let me film an episode.
It was just both of us, like, you know what, we put our heads down.
We were just working.
Like, one day we both looked up and you just were like, fuck that.
I was like, I'm a shooter. Like, I've been a photographer my whole life. Like, it's time to shoot. So I finally got an opportunity to shoot, and then it was like...
Crushing it.
And then what did we do?
You did a really good job.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
To me, I had put my head down for a while, that's when it got Daily V up to where it was, and then you came in, and like, at first I didn't know how to adjust.
It's interesting. I feel like that's literally Tyler's story of how he developed such a good relationship with D-Rock through through a misconception that both of them were able to make easily without, giving up too much. But then when they both find out the actual answer to it, they're like, oh, well, then why are you doing that over there? And now basically he does what he wants to do. He worked, he ate shit, he did what he had to do, and now it's fucking valuable. Now fucking kudos to them. They did it right. And if I could
and then you came in and proved yourself to be fucking talented. And then I started working off of you. And like, you know what? I learned a lot from you, bro.
I appreciate that. And I mean, to be honest, and this is like, this is where like I slide in and start giving you like way more props than what you deserve.
I feel like I
was debating watching this because the past vlogs that Tyler has had didn't have a story in it. And it's very interesting that the first one that I've heard from him that had a very, very, very valuable story in it for me was Today Right Now. Because it literally spurred hours of talking out loud to myself about ideas that came to mind having watched or having applied myself to his story, put it that way. Because he doesn't know me. He's putting his story out there. So if I'm putting a story out there, I might affect someone else that's listening to it. Like I'm listening to his story has affected something in my life that I'm trying to record, I guess is the dilemma I'm coming up with. So let me quick...
That's definitely factual. But like, dude, I owe you so much. It's ridiculous. Like you like paved the way of like this career path, and that's insane.
Yeah, you did it for yourself.
Well, thank you. But I mean, like, I'm not confused. Like I'm gonna be.
And to me, I'm I've literally gotten myself to the point where the best thing I can do to understand someone as genuinely as possible is to think that everything they say is the truth. Now, you can do that with someone and get into trouble. Well, that's just because you didn't see the first red flag. So for me, that gesture that D-Rock just did with his hat as Tyler, I feel like a freaking social media commentarist. The gesture that they just exchanged when D-Rock moved his hat, to me said he can value. He basically just, oh, this is great that it's on a drop. Ooh, yes. See, this is where this music is. I don't know why sometimes on a Sunday afternoon now you just gotta jam out. D-Rock jam out, you know. So basically, the gesture that he just gave, now I can use to express how I would describe my deepest value of, or my deepest feeling of gratitude that I would try to express to someone. If you want to express that to me, do it like he just did with his hat, you know, tipping his hat, literally a hat tip. Like, to me, that's, I guess, physically, and because you can put that on in context to social media, if you do a hat tip, that also makes sense. To me, that's that's what I'd value in reality just as much as I would online. Those two mean the same exact things to me. If someone did like a hat tip to me and I just spent, 12 hours with them working the hardest shit we've ever done, to me, that hat tip is fucking payment. That's the worth more than crypto. That's the worth more than anything. That's worth more than $1 billion. To you, to your brand, that's worth more because it's your confidence, it's your truth, it's what you've put out for the past 12 hours that they recognize as shit. That dude means business, and that's he can differentiate that between his personal life. He's doing a good job at doing him. That kind of value. And that partially got me off on a tangent, and now I don't remember what I was. Anyway, being able to describe these thoughts as they come into my mind as I'm looking at something
ridiculously rich and successful and famous
is what I will become as a result of me figuring out how to do this. So, see, that's.
But like, I appreciate you like leveling me up. In all seriousness, this is me setting the record straight of you and I's relationship with each other.
My God.
And
dude, Tyler is doing it. He's doing it in a much more visually impactful way. The way I'm doing it needs a little polishing. But the key is, he's doing it in a way that I now need to do it. Because in order to solidify, for him, for his brand, in order to solidify a personal relations with someone or a personal relationship, he needs to exhibit that in a genuine manner. And he's chosen to do that with this video. For me, when I think of ideas, I need to catch them as quickly as possible. So it's not that I need to buddy up with friends and figure out, not buddy up, but it's not that I need to record my physical interactions with the people around me for my brand. That isn't what I need to do for my brand. That's what he needs to do for his. So for me to be able to figure out, the instant is what I'm learning out of this. So the fact that he's put a lot of work and time into going through and recording all these little bits of information in his life so that later he can go back and say, this is what I was recording everything for. So I could capture this process and tell the story as best as possible. So that to me means, oh, Brady, you need to record your thoughts as they come out, capture it for someone to look at. Yes. And now that we have our blood pumping with some voodoo and Sereno dance essentials, bingo bongo, let's do this. I feel like I'm at a workout gym class. Yes, my brain is getting a workout.
I just want to say how much I love this man. All right, I love you guys. I love this man to death. He helped me in so many ways, and there's no way I'd be the creator I am today if it wasn't for him. And I think it's super important to find someone who you get along with, who's fun, and who also pushes you into places you haven't been and can't really go on your own.
You know, I would have shot this probably a little bit differently.
On your own. That's the key here. And thank you, Anne Ray. On your own is now what I'm figuring out. We'll just leave it at that, because if I go off on that tangent on that story, oy vey.
You can transition.
They were just making a joke about transitioning. See, I learned this, but I didn't know that that's... Now I know. All right, last video, I promise. Oh, 11 minutes. See ya. Oh, the song. See, and sometimes when you think it's the end of the video, but it keeps going, and you look down and someone, you hear them saying that you're listening to someone's video as a podcast, and you hear them saying, oh, it's the end of the video. You whip out your phone, and you look, but there's like a 2-hour video. Maybe you should stick around for the rest of that video. Who knows? But that's not going to be one of these, because that was the first one I started with, and that brought me to this journey. So until someone asks for that video, I am just going to live my life. Peace. Where do I find this? Oh, but the song is so good, but we got to go. See ya. Find this.